survival.
This day and time. What happened today, years ago?
We're going to France, just over 30 years later, June 20th, 1789, right on the edge of the French Revolution. This is about political survival.
Okay, France back then, very rigid structure, wasn't it? These three estates.
Yeah.
Clergy, nobility, and then the third estate, which was like everyone else.
Pretty much. Merchants, lawyers, peasants, workers. About 98% of the population.
Wow.
And that 98% paid nearly all the taxes. The clergy and nobility were largely exempt, so a fundamentally unequal setup.
But things were starting to change. Ideas were spreading.
Definitely. You had Enlightenment thinkers Rousseau, Montesquieu talking about rights, popular sovereignty, how governments should work. Plus, people looked across the Atlantic. The American Revolution had just succeeded. It showed radical change was possible.
So, King Louis XVI, he calls the Estates General together in May 1789. He's hoping they'll fix France's huge money problems, right? But the Third Estate sees an opportunity.
They do. They demand a fundamental change in voting. Not voting by order, where each estate gets one vote, meaning the clergy and nobility could always outvote them 2-1. They wanted voting by head, where each representative's vote counted equally. That would give them the power, given their numbers.
And the king and the other estates refused.
They did. So the Third Estate did something incredibly bold. On June 17th, they just declared themselves the National Assembly, claiming they represented the whole nation, not just one slice of it.
Okay, that's a massive step. And then comes June 20th, 1789. What happens then?
Well, the deputies of this new National Assembly, they show up for their meeting at Versailles, and the doors are locked.
Locked, why?
Officially, it was supposedly for repairs before a royal session the king was planning. But the deputies saw it as a move by the king to shut them down, to basically dissolve them before they could gain any more ground. An attack on their political existence.
What did they do? They could have just gone home.
But they didn't. They stuck together. They marched through the streets of Versailles to a nearby building, an indoor tennis court, a jeu de paume.
Right, okay.
And there, in that sort of makeshift hall, they took an oath. A collective promise.
The famous tennis court oath.
That's the one. All but a single deputy out of the 577 there swore they would never disband until the Constitution is established and consolidated.
Wow, so it was this direct challenge, saying we are the power now, not you, king.
Exactly. It was a direct, defiant statement that political authority, sovereignty, didn't come from the monarch anymore, but from the nation, represented by them, the assembly. It was political survival in action.
And did the king try to push back?
Oh, yeah. A few days later, at that royal session on June 23rd, he ordered them to disperse, go back to voting by estate, but they refused. Famously, one deputy basically said they were there by the will of the people and would only leave at bayonet point.
Gutsy.
It was. And Louis